Dana Barrett asked Dr. Venkman, why do you like being a Ghostbuster? He replied, same reason I asked you out, 'cause busting makes me feel good.
Ugh, that's tasteless.
No, ma'am, that's tasteless.
Movie review, bitches! Show me the way to go. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed. I had a little drink, I let it go, and it went straight to my head.
Oh, something. I don't know.
Wherever I may roam, by land or sea or foam, but you can always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home.
Into it. Taste is a Jason movie review of Jaws. I am Jay Chowder. We got showing him the way to go home bone over there.
I want those little pain-happy bastards caught and hung up by their Buster Browns.
But they're Buster Browns. Slopdog.
Gonna need a bigger boat.
This, if you've never seen Jaws, it's 50 years of Jaws. If you've never seen Jaws, you've been for 50 years. And then on top of that, like, hit pause, go check out Jaws, come back and listen to us. If you haven't seen Jaws, hashtag enjoy the hang. We're going to shoot the shite here. So Jaws, if you don't know, it's I'm going to read exactly what it says. A New England police chief, a shark hunter, and a scientist face off with a great white shark terrorizing the residents of Amity Island. Boom! So basically, it's a killer shark on the loose, and people are getting killed. The sheriff sees this one victim gets killed, but the town and like the I don't know, the politicians are like, we need the money for the town. The summer brings in the money, so they're kind of looking past it. Some people are getting eaten by a shark. And then finally they can't ignore it because more and more people get eaten, and it is effing crazy. Dude, like, I can't believe what really gets me about the kills in this movie is the Kegner boy. Like, his kill is by far the worst I feel in the movie. I don't know if it's because it's a kid, but, like, it's like really graphic. There's so much blood. And you just see the kid flopping around, and it breaks my heart. That's Slopdog's laugh. Like, it breaks my heart. Something like, this is so nice.
The opening scene kill, that the guy and the girl that are at like the bonfire and they're running off to go, skinny dip, and the one guy's just yelling, "I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk." It's like, she's not even saying anything, dude.
Yeah. I know, he's like his shirt over his head. He's all like, I'm like, what?
I think that's such an awesome opening kill. Imagine, like, this is like 1975, and you haven't really seen anything like this, and you're in the theater, and it's opening weekend, and that kill, they're in the water, and all of a sudden that terrifying scream she does, and she's getting dragged left, dragged right. There wasn't even any blood in that scene, but it was just her scream alone was just so terrifying.
An erection, yeah. Oh, terrifying. That's correct as well. And
and the boat scene, not the one with the kid, but the next one with the guy going, "Hey kids, you okay over there?" Like some kind of weirdo. When like he gets all eaten up and is like blood spurting, and then like his leg is chomped off and falls to the bottom of the water and stuff.
Jesus, yeah.
It's good. It's great. It was good special effects.
I think, like, because I know, like, they said there's like always, it was like they had a hard time with the Jaws and stuff. And I love it, like when he's doing the chum on the bucket when they're out to go get him, like towards the end of the movie, and just when he comes out of nowhere, the Jaws, and then he's just like, and then that's where he says that famous line, "We're gonna need a bigger boat." He says like, "Well, we're gonna need a bigger boat." Like he's just like, this is crazy.
You know the part where they're having the town meeting and the guy runs his hands on the chalkboard for them to get their attention, and then he's talking like a crazy person? That part, that's been used in other things, right? Like, I feel like that was used in like The Simpsons at one point, like where the crazy man, like, right? Okay, because I was like, that's where that comes from. I didn't know where it actually
It was probably like a Treehouse of Halloween or some shit, right? Like I imagine that's what it was. Like it was probably like one of those, like because they always use it. And I didn't know, like
I want to say it was the same kind of speech. Like I'll catch it, and it wasn't a shark. It was some kind of monster or it
And
was
yeah, I
something.
don't quite remember, but I just remember
Yeah.
it being used.
Yep.
Yeah, right? Okay, all right. And I was like, huh. But then, like, the opening scene, this is horrible.
Really?
That's terrible, but whatever. The opening scene where it shows all these, like, I'm going to put in quotes, teenagers at, like, a bonfire or whatever. Don't they all look like they're, like, 28? And their terrible hair? Like, I'm like, who is in charge of this? Like, they all have
1975.
oh my god! Like the shark should just eat them. Just nobody wants to see it. And they're all like smoking cigarettes, and I'm like, oh, imagine how stinky it was. I was just like, no, I should just eat them.
That next
Okay.
day, when Chef Brody, Chief Brody comes down, Chef Brody and Chief Brody comes down and is talking to the kid that was drunk. He's like, oh, she ran out, and he's like, no. He's like, she must have drowned. It's just like casual, like, no, she must have drowned.
I was just laying on the beach like a jackass. I mean, like, what the fuck was he doing?
Part really I like the dynamic of Hooper and Quint in this movie. Like, there's a scene where like there's a shark out there, and then Quint's trying to get like perspective of it. So he's like, no, is it? Oh no, it's Brody. Brody's there. And Hooper's he's taking pictures, and he's like trying to get a perspective of it, and he's like, Brody, like, kind of stand on the bow, like, lean so I can get a perspective of you with the shark. And Brody's like, fuck you. Like, he's like, fucking assholes trying to take pictures. And I'm just like, I'm just going to stand here, because he's trying to, he's more the scientific guy. I thought that was good. And I think, like, I don't know. I think Quint is like just a dirty old motherfucker. Like, I just think like he's just an old, just ship cat or whatever. And you're just like, I like this dirty dick bastard. You know what I mean? No.
Well, I think Quint is just one of those guys. He's old school. He is just a professional because he's done things for so long. He's dealt with sharks. He's dealt with all that. And he just is confident, and he just says what he wants, and he's vulgar. And he reminds me of our uncle so much.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
He is our uncle through and through. Like, even when he's singing all the time, except for our uncle used to sing all the time with just like a grin on his face,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so much our uncle. And
I remember him singing, waking us up in the morning going, Dale, Dale. And like he'd be singing Daylight, come and you gotta wake up. And like he'd be like singing that. Or like I remember him singing, hey girl. And he like would have a dance about him too. And then he was like,
yes,
hey,
have a strut.
Take a good walk on the wild side. And you know how the song goes, and the color girls sing. Do. But he wouldn't sing color girls, he'd say the N-word. And the N-word girls sing.
No.
It's horrible, but it makes me laugh.
I remember driving to the store with him when it's on, and he's blaring it and singing it, and just doing his like strut. He's driving.
Just like strut. Yeah. I remember like just like we went recently to the old neighborhood. Side note, here we go. And I just remember like telling my wife all these stories, and she's like, "This is like that's crazy. Like that you'd be told these stories, or that like people would talk this in front of you." And like I remember like I'll never forget it being in elementary school. Like this is why I think I taught. I don't know, but like in elementary school, being with my friend in the back seat, his dad was picking us up from school. And we were like there, and then I remember my friend being like, "Oh, in front of us, that's so and so. That's our art teacher." And his dad, without skipping a beat, just goes, "Yeah, looks like he could draw a mean cock." And then I remember and my wife was like, "Why would he say that to you?" And I go, "I don't know. I don't know why an adult would say that to two elementary school kids."
No idea.
I don't know. Where are you? And but like I just think back to Jaws. This movie, like figure like that kid who gets killed, right? And then like they're like, let's cut open the shark And just the way that politician's like, I don't want to cut that shark open. Instead of poor little Kegner boy, pour it all over the dock. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. You just picture the kid just flopping out. Ugh. It's just like, that was one of the harder kills for me, though, sincerely. Like, I was like, oh boy. But I didn't find this to be a horror movie. I found it to just be interesting, and I wasn't scared. You knew, like, a shark was coming, you're like, oh boy. I mean, I think we all have that, like, irrational fear of, like, you could be in a swimming pool, no ties to the ocean, but if you can't touch the bottom, I look down and always think a shark is going to get me. I don't know why.
That is, you know why? Because of this film.
Yes, exactly why.
That's exactly why this is a horror film, because this is the most realistic horror film ever made. It gets to people in a way, even if you don't think you're scared, 2 years from now you're going to be swimming in a lake and worried that Jaws is going to get you. That is fear. That is something that is ingrained in you because of this movie. It's so realistic. Everything from the dialogue to, the beach, everybody having fun. Like, I love the dynamic of, like, Hooper and Brody on the phone trying to get more people down for the weekend, and it's like this nice, like, happy song, and you just see all the tourists coming in, and they're, like, all panicking, and it's just this dynamic. And even the dialogue, especially on the boat, like, that feels like almost like a second part to this, where Brody, Hooper, and Quint are on the boat together. They're all three of their dynamic, their dialogue. It's like Hooper is like this young go-getter scientist guy with all the new tech, and Quint is the old school, rope and fucking harpoon guy. And they just are butting heads, and Quint is just mocking him, and eventually, like, I love it how they bond over, like, showing each other their war wounds.
Yeah.
And at the end, Hooper's just like, I got you all beat. And he takes his shirt down a little bit and points to his heart and he goes, Mary Ellen Moffat. She broke my heart.
It's so true. I got you all beat this fucking lady. Everybody can tell that story, man. Everyone's like, yeah. I like it when he pulls out his shirt though before he does that. Brody's like, what, you're wearing a sweater? Because his chest is just all
I think there was a couple improvised lines in this, like Brody saying, backing up into the boat and going, you're going to need a bigger boat. That wasn't in the script. That was like an impulse thing Brody did.
He was, I think, really scared. And Slopdog said something really good even before we started was, like, Richard Dreyfuss, you only see him, like, we know him because we grew up as an old man, right? Like, he's an old man to us, and to see him young is like, oh my God, that's like, he's so young. Weird. Yeah, holy crap.
But he even seems old when he's young. Like, there's just something about him that he is like an old soul. Like, he's an old man in a young man's body.
Hoopa. And I know this is my own brain, how it's working. I know it. I know this is a movie. I bet you no one else has ever thought this in my life. But, like, when they're sizing each other up, Quentin Hooper, and then, like, he grabs his hands to, like, look at him, like, because, because he tells me he's got New York hands or whatever. It's basically like he's got, sissy hands. He ain't no real fisherman. And, but when he grabs his hands, I just expect him to take his hands and just put them down the front of his own pants and, like, take his hands and quit, like, and then goes, yeah, feel that shock, you know what I mean? And then, like, it makes Hooper feel his dick. No, I don't know. My brain went there immediately.
My brain did not go.
I don't think anybody else thought that. I just picture it being like making Hooper feel him up and be like, yeah, you feel that? How's that shock for you,
Wow.
Keep digging around, you feel its fins.
What the fuck? Yeah, you know what scene I loved is when Hooper first came and he examined the body part of the basically the arm and a little bit of the torso of the first girl, and
they take it out in a little bucket. Like, he's just like, can I visit the first victim? Yeah, here's the bucket of parts. Here's the frickin' Mr. Potato Head that we have of her.
Mr. Potato Head.
I know. I just love his line in that. He like throws water in his face. He's like, "Well, this isn't any boat accident. It wasn't any propeller. It wasn't a coral reef, and it wasn't Jack the Ripper. It was a shark."
So dramatic.
Yeah, it was. I just think he had some of the best lines, and like when Quinn was giving him shit, and he was behind him, like making the faces and stuff, and going,
Yeah.
it just made me laugh. Like there was like a lot of levity to it. The song we sang in the beginning when they were all getting together, they were having a couple drinks.
I love that scene.
Singing, "Show me the way to go home." You know, it's just, it's such a.
You want to slap the table with them?
Yeah, you can picture you and your friends doing that, having a couple drinks, just singing, and just laughing.
I think I thought it was one of the best scenes. The scene that made me laugh and was like, "Oh my god!" is when like they have the shark scare, and you see like adults taking rafts from children and then swimming the shore, pushing kids out of the way.
It's like George knocking down old ladies and clowns because he thinks the place is on
fire. I'm sure without the bird unit, they'll think differently. I don't know. I see this movie when I was younger, like pieces of it, and I was always like, and of Jaws, and I was like, and I remember like we picked this movie, and I was kind of like, I don't know, I guess anniversary, 50 years of Jaws and stuff, but then I was like, I don't know, and then I started watching it, and I couldn't stop watching it. I was like, this is like I don't know, I really. Like, I don't want to give too much of my hand up, but like I really enjoyed it as I watched it. I was like, oh man, this is a good movie. This should be a classic. This is a pretty legit flick. So I mean, I really thought I was gonna be like trying to get through it and not be like, oh my god. I thought I was gonna like The Outsiders. I just couldn't wait for that movie to end. And but
I like The Outsiders. I watch it by myself sometimes.
Oh my god, do you? Oh boy! I think you watch it. Go hang out at what's that club from the police academy they keep going into?
The Blue Oyster Cult.
The Blue Oyster. What was that?
Or the toolbox from Wayne's World. There was it.
all together, man. I think this movie was like pretty, like I don't know, pretty good. I just had some good lines. Hang them up on the Buster Browns is just ridiculous to me. Just to hear it. Hang them up on their Buster Browns. It's just like I don't know. I know they have
that mayor was just such a piece of shit. Remember, like when they reopened the beach for 4th of July weekend, and they think they caught the shark, and they're like, "Yeah, we's doing the interviews. Like, we caught a large predator earlier that was supposedly injured some bathers." It's like, what? Fucking the shark ate 2 people. And he just cares that the fucking beach is open. You know what I mean? He does have a sick suit though with all the anchors all over it. I wish I had that.
Anchors away.
And if you guys noticed, I don't know if either of you have seen the Amityville Horror. It's from Amity. That's based on a true story from this town, Amityville. And in one of the scenes, you can see I'm pretty sure you can see the house in the background. When one of the scenes, I want to say it's one of the scenes when Brody's talking to the mayor, but you can see the windows in the house and stuff.
Wow.
No, thank you. I'm gonna say no, thank you. Show it to me later. I think the music in this movie is just iconic. It's just got that iconic, like Jason, the kill, mom, whatever it is. That like, iconic growing up noises for us, and the you can do it for anything. You're gonna go grab your wife's tit. You know what I mean? You gotta toy yourself when you're masturbating. Then you grab that fucking shark fin for all it's worth.
Yikes.
Wow.
The score, though, is phenomenal. I agree with you, because it's not just that song, which that song is the most memorable part of this film, but it's just these just the whole score through it, the anticipation, the happy parts. Like through the whole film, you're getting the feel of this film. You're getting the levity. You're getting the anticipation of the kill, and through the whole film, this was probably one of the top 2 to 3 best soundtracks for a horror film ever, I think, or scores, because it just the different parts of the score, the different songs just fit so well and just give you such a good feeling for each part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was agreeing with you. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. Like, 50 years, iconic, right, movie. It's like, I don't know. To me, it's better, I think, than when I seen it as a kid. Like, there's some movies where, as a kid, they're kind of boring to you. This is one of those movies. I mean, I'll have to watch E.T. I was never a fan of E.T. So maybe I gotta watch E.T. again. I don't know. But, like, people, like, love these films. Let me tell you what I won't be watching. I won't be watching no frickin' Harry Potter or no Lord of the Rings. Those are garbage.
Those are good films. Both of those series are very good.
Man,
Slopdog, do you like either of those?
Good if you want to take a good nap.
The Harry Potter films or the Lord of the Rings films?
Potter I'm okay with, but the Lord of the Rings is too much for me. That one makes me just want to jump off a bridge.
So good. You have to watch them when you watch them, like especially Fellowship and stuff. You got to watch the extended versions that are like 4.5 hours long each.
Beat it, nerd. I ain't doing that. And
It just sounds like torturing yourself with extra steps.
No, there's so much extra information, and even with the long extended versions, they still cut out stuff like Tom Bombadil and stuff in the book from the books.
Just no, thank you. I'm gonna say that's a no thanks for me.
Hell no for me.
All right.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Sometimes, like when I was single back in the day, I would like have like marathons, and I would do like Star Trek Enterprise one, or Star Trek Next Generation, or I'd do all the Star Wars films, or sometimes I'd come home and watch all the extended version of all the 3 Lord of the Rings films.
So the beginning of that sentence, I don't know, that should tell you something. Back when you were single.
I would just get a pizza and a bottle of rum and hang out for the weekend by myself.
You do it. You're like, I guess I'm going to hang with myself. Gotta watch these movies. Yep. Yeah, that you already answered it. You're by yourself for the full weekend. And anywho, yeah, those movies stink.
Bellissimo.
I think this movie, I don't know. I like really went into it thinking it was garbage. There's probably more we could say, but I'm probably skipping something. I can't remember what. But like, I think it's I recommend this movie. I give this movie what I would definitely watch it again. I think it's a good movie. I give it 4 dog dicks. I think it's a 4 dog dick movie. That's what I give it. Bone, what say you?
So I absolutely love this film. This completely holds up. I loved it when I was a little kid. I loved it now. I've watched this so many times over the years. And like I said, it's probably to me the most realistic horror film. It's one of the biggest fears people have. Like, you talk to almost anybody, and they're in a lake, they're in a pond. In their mind, they know the shark's not there, but they feel like a shark's going to get them. And that derives from this film. This whole film is just phenomenal. Like, like I said, the score, the feeling of this, it just, I love the dialogue, the interactions, all the actors did so well together. There was such, like, chemistry on set. The shark, which was great. Like, the shark was actually, they named it Bruce. It was a mechanical shark, and they had such hard time. It was delayed because the shark kept fucking basically breaking down. But it's like those special real effects, those bloody stumps of the legs and stuff. Like, that's old school horror, good. And I absolutely love it.
See, you say horror, and I agree it's, like, scary, and I think of it like when I'm in the pool or when I'm swimming, I do get scared of it. But for some reason, I'm not, like, scared of the movie. I'm not, like... So I don't know, it doesn't, like, make me get under the covers or anything like that. It's definitely, like, a vicious, the sharks eating people. But I don't know, I don't categorize it as a horror movie. I categorize it... I think it is, but technically people think it is, but I just categorize it as just a really cool, good movie. Like, I don't know, I just have a category, but, like, I just, like... I don't know, It's just a.
I categorize it as nothing.
It's just a good watch. It's like
It's a
good
horror
watch.
film. It's a fucking shark that's cutting people, chewing people up. There's blood spurting out over here and over there. It's a horror movie.
I disagree.
Okay. Well, I love this movie. I think it's a classic. It's phenomenal. If you're a horror movie fan, you got to go see Jaws. It is 5 Dog Dicker for me.
5 Dog Dicker. Har, har, har. No, I know like it's considered a horror movie, but I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm saying it right. Like it's not scary to me unless like I'm in the water or something. Like that's frightening, but I don't consider like a horror movie like a Freddy or a Jason. You know, where you're like,
yes,
you know?
We understand. You are the most important person, and you don't in the world, and you don't consider it a horror film, so no one can.
I didn't say no one can. Don't be a twat about it. What I'm saying is that like I think that like I understand people categorize it as a horror movie.
30 times during this podcast, you're just like, it's not a horror film. I consider it nothing else.
I was just trying to explain.
But it's not a horror film. I'm like telling my review, and you cut me off to go, it's not a horror film.
Well, if I didn't cut you off, you keep going on for an hour and a half. Oh, the shark was named Bruce and had a cousin named Gary.
It's not a horror film. Let's let Slopdog have her review, all right?
I don't know if it's okay. So, I don't know. I'm kind of in between on this one. I'll be honest, this is the first time I've actually watched it. I've seen bits and like pieces as a kid, and I think I've seen the second one somehow. I don't even know. But anyway, I'm gonna be honest. I fell asleep through a big chunk of it. That's terrible. Anyway, but like, okay, so I had a hard time keeping up with it, and I had a hard time with like how old everybody is. But how they're not supposed to be that old, and how old they all look, and I'm like, is it rough to live by the sea? I don't know, but anyway. But I do agree, like Jaws is something that like it's all a part of our lives. Like, yes, even like swimming at like a local pond. Like if something touches my leg, that is my first thought. Oh dear God, it's Jaws. It's a fucking lake. There's no shark in there. But yeah, you can't help it. It just comes to you, and you're like, ah. But anyway, so I don't know if I hate to say I don't know if I'd bother watching it again. It's just not my kind of movie. But I am going to give it at least 3.5. I'll give it three dog licks and a tip.
I feel you were forced to do that. Did Bone threaten you by text? Did he threaten you by text? You can tell. Wink or something.
But like the special effects in it are pretty good especially for the time. Really think about it, you know what I mean? And like the bite marks and like all that kind of stuff. They did do a good job with that. Like, but I don't want to like downgrade that because they did. I mean, especially for the time. So yeah. Anyway,
did you find it to be a horror movie?
Jesus. All right. So Tasteless and Jason gives this 4 dog dips, 4 dog dicks, and almost a tip, a little bit. So, yeah, it's a bona fide pounder.
Oh, Arr.
Bite your leg off.
Oh my God. It's the Kingdom Boy.
But then, like, I did fall asleep to the end of it, like you said. But then when I woke up and Jay had put Predator on, and we were watching that, I'm like, oh. And I said to Jay, we need to watch this for the pod. He's like, yeah, you do. And I'm like, hey, is that Jesse Ventura? And he's like, it is. And I'm like, I didn't realize that. And like,
I got time to bleed. Dude, he's a badass in that movie. I like when he's like, dude, in the beginning of that movie, did you see what he says on the helicopter? When no one was like,
about the woman's kitty?
No, Ventura. Where he's trying to offer like his chew to people. No one does. He's like, bunch of slack-jaw faggots on this place.
What made me laugh was the part where the guy keeps trying to make the Indian guy laugh, and he says, he's like, I was eating around, and then he's like, but everybody says she's got a big one, but I kept saying, no, you've got a small one, and then he's like, what? I didn't. It took me a second, and then I started giggling, and he just looks at me like, I think
That
I
is
missed
a good. So yeah, the movie Jaws. I don't know. I don't know. It holds up. Bo, do you have any facts about this movie?
I sure do. And also, I just wanted to say one or two more things. Like when
I sure do.
when Brody's kid is being brought in the stretcher to the room, and the mother goes, well, "I'll bring you something later. I'll bring you ice cream. Do you want ice cream?" And he goes, "Coffee." Coffee ice cream? Like, who the fuck is this kid? The shark should have ate that little bastard. Because coffee ice cream. Oh,
Delicious. Did you ever have coffee
yeah,
ice
you
cream
would like coffee ice cream.
with mocha chips
no,
in
I
it?
don't like
Oh,
coffee ice cream either. It's okay. Ugh.
I love coffee. I'm gonna go drink a coffee probably in a few minutes.
Gross. And the mother, oh my god, I was so mad. Like, I know the mother to whose kid died, she was upset, but she went up and slapped Brody, and she goes, "You knew, and you let my kids swim in the beach." Like, that's the fucking. She should have hit the mayor. That was Brody tried to stop it. I applaud him for having enough, tact not to go. It was just yell about the mayor or something, but.
Or hit her back. Yeah, I hear you.
I didn't think I would say hitting her back. Yikes.
Back.
Yikes. Okay, so
He's like, I'm gonna destroy you worse than that shark did to your kid.
yikes. So this movie is based on a novel
That's
called
horrible.
Jaws by Peter Beachley. He was actually made a cameo as one of the reporters in this film. It was on the New York's bestsellers list for 44 weeks. I still haven't read it. I need to read that. It's on my list.
Never read it.
Nah, I pretty figured you weren't. This is the 50th anniversary this year of Jaws, and it was actually considered the first summer blockbuster ever. It was released June 20th, 1975, directed by Steven Spielberg. The budget was $9 million. Domestically, it made $260 million. Worldwide, it made $476.5 million. In 1975. That's
That's why
crazy.
Steven
You know how much
Spielberg-
money? That's probably like $2 billion nowadays. Absolutely nuts. But yeah, that's considered the first summer blockbuster. IMDb gave this 8.1 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it 97% for critics. Audience scores gave it 90%. Google users, 4.6 out of 5. Roger Ebert gave it 4 out of 4. Common Sense gave it 4 out of 5, and Letterboxd gave it 3.9 out of 5. And of course, Tasteless Adjacent gave it 4 dog dicks and a small little poke.
Yeah. I think that was delicious. It was a good. You should watch it, folks. You should watch it. And what you should also do is check out p1iPoo.club. Boom! Bring you right to the YouTube page. That's where you can see, of course, all my stuff is Bone will tell you. I'm in my own world. That's right, kid. And then, but the best thing on there now, Tasteless Adjacent Podcast. Every episode's on there for the YouTube versions. It's just audio, but it's still got a nice picture to go with it. It's very classy. So check out all those episodes. Subscribe to it. Check it out. P1iPoo on both Instagram and X. I'll be on there just rattling and just promoting Tasteless Adjacent Jazz. Say hello, Bone. Where can they find Tasteless Adjacent elsewhere in the world?
Well, you can check us out on Instagram, on Facebook, and TikTok. We're on there, just putting on some memes and putting on some stuff and, trying to converse with people. So, run over and say hi to us. You can also check us out on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get podcasts. If there's a platform that you listen and you can't find us, let us know and we will get you on it. Well, we will go on it. So, Slopdog?
As always, please feel free to leave us some comments. We'd love to hear from you. What did you think of Jaws? Did you think Jaws should have eaten everybody on the beach or whatever you think? Do you think it's a horror movie? Do you not think? All that good stuff. Just we'd love to interact with you and give us a shout out.
That's right. Should Brody have decked that broad back?
See what you get. You see what you get, Warriors.
That's right. You don't fuck with Brody.
Right, god damn it. Yeah. That's all I got.
And so we got more coming, more deliciousness, and what I'd like to do is like Reservoir Dogs or something with Michael Madsen in it. because he just recently passed away, R.I.P. And I like to, I don't know, he's in a lot of good movies, you know? We'll do something like that. Who knows when we'll do it? 10 years from now we'll do it. But it's a good thing. But yeah, thanks for listening, folks. Stay tuned for our next episode. What will it be? We don't know yet. So say it to Shepard. So say it to Phil. Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody.
That's some bad hat, Harry.
I never knew that was from this movie. I hadn't seen this movie in years.
What are you, some kind of dog, Dick? Dick, 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 Dick.
I hear whispering. It's creeping me out. Is that real? Or is that ghost?
Ooh.
Ooh.
The leg of the guy that got bit off.
I'm the kangaroo. The leg that got bitten off. That's good.
All right, are we ready to do this? Woo!
Did you get through Jaws, Slopdog?
I fell asleep at the end. I'm not gonna lie, but that's okay. It's part of it. It is what it is, people. I fell asleep. Picked me up, and I was like, "What is your problem?" And he's like, "What? You're snoring, honey. Like it's really bad. You need to like. Aren't you supposed to watch Jaws?" And I'm like, ah. And he's like, "Nobody knows if anybody's dying. All I can hear is you snoring." I'm like,
When Hoopa went down in the cage and disappeared?
Hoopa, not Hoopa. Yeah,
Hoopa!
I believe I did see that part. And I saw when the kid got eaten on the raft. Where his mother's like 20, I don't know, like 212. Like, how old is that fucking woman?
She's probably 42.
Well, like, how old did she look? She looked like a grandma. Like,
Yeah, she looks like she's in her 70s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Show me the way.
The way go home,
Home.
home,
I'm
tired.
tired and I want to go to bed.
Oh, well. You said 4.
I did say 4. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, you're fucking yourself over here.